Ganondorf finally appeared in a canon game for the first time since Twilight Princess in 2006. This of course had people excited, but there was one idea that spread across many places and became fairly popular. The idea that Ganondorf, the king of evil, not only wouldn't be the main villain but would be an ally. This idea has its birth from two things. One, Ganondorf is hot and some people want to make ships without feeling bad. Two, and most importantly, Wind Waker Ganondorf showed that he wasn't actually so bad and could be redeemed. Or at least that's what everybody seems to believe. Wind Waker Ganondorf is one of the most misunderstood characters I've seen in my life. Never have I seen a character to be so constantly misunderstood. Let me explain what I mean by this. In this game, Ganondorf is the exact same person as in Ocarina. After finally breaking the seal the sages had placed on him, he started an attack that seems to be similar to the one he executed in Tears of the Kingdom. He also specifically killed the sages that kept the Master Sword powerful so no one would face him. He made Hyrule a hell again. It is not known if there was no hero to face him or if Ganondorf killed the hero and was forgotten, but regardless, as his victory was inevitable, the goddesses felt sorry for the people of Hyrule, so they commanded them to go to the mountains and flooded Hyrule while also sealing Ganondorf and his army. For now we can agree that Ganondorf is evil, right? He attempted genocide for a thing that these people aren't even responsible for, and even the gods deem this as too much. Then we get to Wind Waker, where after pondering, Ganondorf calmed down a bit. The game begins with one of Ganondorf's servants kidnapping Link's sister because he wanted to find the Drivers of Wisdom within Princess Zelda's descendant. At least the girls are alive and well fed instead of dead, which is the nicest thing he does in this story, but after this he literally sends Link to die on the ocean. Then he starts sending his smaller army of monsters through the ocean, attacking Baloo, destroying Jabun's island, and spawning monsters in little islands. Whoa, such a nice man! He is purposefully ruining everything everywhere, but he let 3 girls he kidnapped live. After Link obtains the Master Sword and accidentally frees Ganon's army, he humiliates Link and decides to kill him. Yeah, a lot of mercy there. Then he starts searching for Tetra and disappears for a while. In the finale, he kidnaps Tetra and orders to kill Link. All of this while having his usual funny demeanor and laughing. Then the parts that make people misunderstand his character begin. Here he talks about how deadly and hollow the sea is, and claims the gods destroy their people. This is so hypocritical it hurts. The gods flooded Hyrule to save their people from Ganondorf's rage. The only one to blame for this is Ganondorf himself. And the worst part? Throughout the game we interact with people, and does it seem like their life are impossible? Because it seems they maintain their usual behavior. Ganondorf is completely wrong in everything here, and that's a good thing. He is the villain. He is the character the viewer is supposed to disagree with. After defeating Puppet Ganon, we hear what Ganondorf has to say about his past. This is the most misunderstood part about him. Tell me, where do you see him mentioning the Gerudo? Because I always hear everyone talking about how this scene shows how he cared about his people and he only wanted a better life for them. Excuse me, but I don't see it. He is only talking about what he talked of the desert. This is consistent. In Ocarina of Time he came to live in Hyrule and left the Gerudo in the desert. And in every game the Gerudo live in the desert because they want to. So all I can see from this is that Ganondorf very probably despised the Gerudo because they made him the king of the desert. This scene doesn't show how Ganondorf secretly had good motives. It shows the origin of his envy and hatred. The reason he made the lives of the Hylian hell was because he envied where they lived. Finally, he beats Link but doesn't kill him, only because he is in a good mood, because before he wasn't so merciful. And what does he say when he makes his wish? He doesn't say, give Hyrule back to its people, or give Hyrule back to the world. He says, give Hyrule to me. When his plans are completely ruined, what do you think he does? Does he try something new? A change? No, he immediately tries to ruin his wish as revenge, even if it won't give him anything. Then he dies and finally accepts death, as he says that the wind is blowing, and he previously described the wind he knew as a bringer of death. This is Wind Waker Ganondorf, a completely irredeemable monster who deserves no sympathy whatsoever. I want to clarify that I wasn't criticizing him as a character. He is fantastic, an absolutely memorable villain, and strongly improves the story of Wind Waker. But I'm seriously tired of people treating him like a misunderstood person with a chance of redemption. Every chance he has of redemption is tossed away because he's pure evil. He's a representation of everything that is wrong with a person. However, there is another reason that people think that Ganondorf deserves redemption, and it is also based on a misunderstanding, and that is the Curse of Demise. First though, we have to understand what the curse is, because the English translation had a few inaccuracies, so let's use this retranslation of the Japanese text. Human, having been able to overcome me. You are such a strong human. Splendid, but remember, this is not over. My hatred, the curse of the demon tribe, they shall continuously go on reincarnating until the end of times. Do not forget it, I shall repeat it. You people who possess the blood of the goddess and the soul of the hero shall, forever, be unable to escape from this curse. This hatred and grudge, its evolution shall forever painfully wander across this blood-stained dark sea, along with your low lives forever. So, an incarnation of his hatred is not really accurate. His hatred is the demon tribe, and its evolution is what will haunt them. In fact, Demise isn't even casting any curse, he is just stating facts that became true when he and the demon tribe were born. Ganondorf and all of the other Zelda villains are a part of this curse, not because they are related to Demise, but because they all use demonic power and the demon tribe to bring the same chaos Demise desired. We can know that Ganondorf isn't a literal reincarnation of Demise thanks to Spirit Tracks. In that game, there is a Demon King, like Demise and Ganondorf, who was sealed, like Demise and Ganondorf. However, Maladus existed long before Ganondorf faced his death. So, Demise's curse was affecting two people at the same time? No, it's because Maladus and Ganon are two different beings who continue Demise's legacy. It just happens that one is significantly more important and powerful than the other. It is very likely that the demon tribe simply placed their power with Ganondorf, and he looks like Demise in Tears of the Kingdom because the previous Demon King looked like that. For example, when Tetra is given the Triforce of Wisdom, she looks like the last princess of Hyrule who had the Triforce of Wisdom. Also, Ganondorf has some bad qualities that Demise didn't have. For example, Demise never lies. He is a very direct guy who just tries to use his strength to win. Meanwhile, Ganondorf is a huge manipulator. Demise showed respect for his enemies, such as saying that Hylia was magnificent or congratulating Link for being so brave. But Ganondorf tends to be less respectful, destroying the statue of the Hero of Time, or in Tears of the Kingdom calling Rauru's arm pathetic. And when Demise is defeated, he accepts defeat and congratulates his enemy. Meanwhile, when Ganondorf is defeated, he cries out like a little baby. What I'm trying to say here is that Ganondorf isn't evil because some curse is forcing him. He is part of the curse because he is evil and powerful. With all of this, I think you should understand why wanting a redemption for Ganondorf is like wanting a redemption for Frieza or Dio or Nolan's Joker. It's missing the point of their character. ¡Perdóname por todo, Goku!